special guest time right now. And it is a warm welcome back to the show. It is an annual warm welcome back to the show. If you've heard the show over the previous years, you know we live and breathe this song. The song is my favourite time of year. It is the true video and the true musicality of Christmas. We're going to play it very shortly. From the Florin Street Band, let's welcome back the brains behind this exciting project. This is Leigh. Hi, Leigh.
Hello there.
Happy Christmas. It's we for people listening, we say this every year. Can't believe it's been a year, but here we go again. And you know, you better tell people that are still joining the Florin Street Band project. Give us the history. I know I've heard it a million times. I know it inside out. But just explain what my favourite time of year is, because there will be people who don't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, basically about 5 or 6 years ago, I realised that we are listening to the same Christmas songs over and over again every year for the last 2 decades, and nobody seems to really try to write classic Christmas songs anymore, you know, with big productions. So I decided to have a go myself as a sort of media composer, and I went to Trevor Horne's studio, got a big choir involved, string section, and really went to town. And then I imagined quite an epic video for it, set in Victorian times. And before I knew it, you know, we were there with 100 people at Iron Bridge Museum, filming a sort of Snowman street, and it turned into this big production that just happened like a snowball. Amazing, really. And
it is one of the, thank goodness for the internet. It's one of the great arming the people stories, because the people do the work with this song, don't they? And not just at Christmas, at all times of the year. This Christmas song pops up on people's timeline, and, you know, new people join the party all the time. People have a huge passion for this song once they discover it.
It's true, yeah. I mean, it absolutely blows me away. I mean, there were thousands and thousands of renditions of it online. People in choirs and schools and colleges, even the US Army Band have covered it. And people get in touch all the time about how moved they are and how they want to support the project. I've had people in the middle of the desert in America offer to give me money to make more songs like this. You know? It's incredible. It's just really blown me away, and really proved that people do love this stuff. They really love touching, sort of heartwarming music. You know?
Well, I've said this before, and I mean it, but I can put it on in July, and I can. It has a double emotion to it. It makes me cry and it makes me smile. It's extraordinary. And then once I've watched it, I will find that I will not be content with that. I will play it on repeat 5 or 6 times, and it is part of my soul. It is. It's not just 3 minutes on the radio. It's but we should say, if people recognise this track, it has historically been used for ITV's Text Santa, and you know, nice problem to have, but the problem for you is, because every Christmas it comes around and it gets a new life, and we should say no record company funding for this project, but some 5 years on, you know, you've got to move on without, you know, while still lingering.
I know, it's a funny thing. Yeah, and that's the challenge of it, because, you know, whilst I want to focus on that all the time, obviously, because 99% of the world hasn't heard it, or 99.9%. At the same time, you know, I'm a writer, and I've got to keep doing stuff and keeping the whole project alive as well for people that know it. You know, so. Keeping up, coming with new songs. But I think, like I say, it's something that my favourite time of year is one of those songs. It was almost like a gift. You know, like, it came to me so quickly, and I don't think I'll ever get bored of it, or ever get bored about talking about it as if it's the first time as well. You know, unfortunately. So so it's quite a joy to keep to keep chatting about it.
is all around. Everything is calm on Christmas Eve. There's goodwill in the air tonight. Angels sing by candlelight, their voices carried on the wind. When carol singers gather round, when I hear that festive sound, I wanna join with them and sing. They sing a merry song, and we all sing along. A festive melody that tells us Christmas time is here. See the stars tonight, they're shining bright, 'cause it's Christmas time, and it's my favorite time of year. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, give them mistletoe. Oh, it's a season to be jolly, wrapping presents, writing cards, helping decorate the tree. But there's one thing that makes it all for me. When carol singers gather round, angel voices fill the town. It's like the world is joining in. They sing a merry song, and we all sing along. A festive melody that tells us Christmas time is here. See the stars tonight, they're shining bright, 'cause it's Christmas time, and it's my favorite time of year. Christmas Eve, still believe, so excited, can't sleep. When the morning comes, church bells ring, and he's They sing a merry song, and we all sing along. A festive melody that tells us Christmas time is here. See the stars tonight, they're shining bright, 'cause it's Christmas time, and it's my favorite time of year. And it's my favorite time of year.
So my favourite time of year, you know, is how, you know, we've found each other, and, you know, you've lit up our Christmases on the radio. But the other stuff, I've got to tell people, get onto YouTube, type in Florin Street Band. This time last year, you posted an update, part thank you, but part reveal as to what you were working on. You know, we laughingly, you know, refer to a British Frozen. I'm going to play a little clip of one of the most wonderful, you know, compositions. You know, it's just brilliant. Where are you up to then on lingering but still moving on from the Florin Street Band's My Favourite Time of Year? What is the British Frozen all about?
Well, basically, I love musicals. I love drama in a song, and I realised pretty quickly that it'd be nice to turn it into an entire story, because obviously it's fictional, set in sort of late Victorian period. So I started coming up with a plot about 4 years ago, and eventually worked with a screenwriter who helped sort of pad it out and add extra features to it. And then we set about writing another 9 songs, and we've got, I mean, there's a whole entire score developed and all different characters. And yeah, it's now at the point where we've got a little bit left to do, and we're pitching it to the big film companies early next year. And it's, again, it's something that's just gone way further than I ever thought. It's just like revealed itself, and some of these tunes and some of the melodies and pieces of music and the scenes, I mean, I get goosebumps as I'm reading the script. It's incredible, you know.
And you know, I urge anybody, we'll play a little clip, you know, if you don't fall for this instantly, you know, I don't know what the problem is. I mean, it is just an instant like, and for anybody that has taken their kids to, we don't want to overplay the Frozen thing, but that's massive. But it's in the same, you know, sort of category, I suppose. If you like the Frozen, you're going to love this little clip. And you know, this time next year, what are we going to be saying? Let's say that pitch is successful in the spring. How far away are you from a reality?
I would love to be. I mean, I know that, for example, Frozen took about 8 years to animate, so I'm hoping it won't be anything that's half as long as that, but I'd much prefer a more traditional kind of animation anyway, more of a hand-painted style, you know. But I'm planning on doing another video, I think the fourth Florin Street video next year, for that song that you're talking about, actually, which is called Wonderful Things. And hopefully, this time next year, we'll be well into the production. The musical could even become a stage production, which would be a lot quicker than the film, obviously. And hopefully, I've got a really good feeling about it, because there's been so much interest from the industry. The record industry are interested, because they're all looking after their own artists, and they see it as a bit of a threat, really. You know, it's always, I've all the time, it's like, oh, yeah, we'll watch what you're doing, but we won't help you.
Yeah.
You know, but, so, you know, there's been a lot of interest from TV and film companies already, so it's positive, you know. So.
And, you know me, I don't forget, this time last year you said I might be in it, or some reference or something. Am I still in it, or...?
There's a nod to you in it, there's a nod to you, but I was going to keep that a surprise. I forgot I'd mentioned that.
Yeah, I've been telling everybody.
I did.
Yeah. And of course, you know, back to my favourite time of year, I've been saying to you since we first spoke that one year the X Factor's going to end, and there will be that call for the real Christmas song, and I think that moment is coming, but the bad news is that ITV have bought The Voice, so and The Voice Kids, so we may still have that Christmas #1 push that's come from, you know, the TV rather than from, you know, true talent like yourself. So okay, let's play a little bit of this new one, and I urge people listening to give me, you know, 1 minute where they just turn the radio up and stare at it. and you know, if you're not blown away by this, I cannot help you this Christmas. Leigh from the Florin Street Band, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Same time next year, if not before.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Tony. Appreciate it. Good man.
I think we could make an angel for the Christmas tree. With feather wings she'll fly.
Yes, using our imagination.
Anything can be.
Let's put away up high.
All together.
Angel, angel, if we believe we can make some truly wonderful things. Our lives are hard and we may not have much, but we'll try and we'll make them with love. And we'll make you smile up above. Well, I think we could make a soldier with a marching drum and make a marching band.
Well, I think we can make a fairy like the sugar plum and see if she can dance. She'll do a pirouette now for
Angel, angel, if we believe we can make some truly wonderful things, like paper flowers and sweet rubber stars. Watch them shine
mean, I just think that is wonderful. A so-called British Frozen from the Florin Street Band, who we'll probably hear from again this time next year, and we always have them on at Christmas. But for me, the true sound of Christmas, and a little insight into an animation that they're going to be making there next year. Brilliant. The Florin Street Band here on the Tony Horne Radio Show.